This short lecture will cover content marketing and specifically a key piece of content marketing, and that is storytelling for digital marketing. So first of all, what is content marketing? Let's define it. It's the creation and distribution of digital marketing collateral. Okay, well, that's a kind of a generic description. Its goal is to increase brand awareness. Yes. It's to generate audience interest. Yes, for sure. And it's or improve search engine rankings. All those things can result from content marketing. And traditional marketing, as this diagram or this image reflects, it interrupts us and can annoy us. Content marketing is meant to go past that and actually add value to us. And in 2022, 43% of experienced budget increases for content marketing, and more, 2/3 expect to see that go up again in 2023. There's a demand for quality, relevance, and trustworthiness. And in content marketing, the Google bots actually look at it as a high value piece of part of content. And so that's one thing we look at is what does Google want? And whatever Google wants, we do it because it increases our SEO, improves it. And what does Google want? They want us to show expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness in content. And so that's what they're looking for in the content, like, for example, in our marketing, in our social media, but also especially in our websites. And so that's something to think about. So how do we execute content marketing? Well, we want to create content, number one, no matter what the content is being, what vehicle we're distributed it on. It could be the website, it could be social media, but we want to be thinking about the persona. And, we've developed personas, and, what does it take to capture their attention, pique their interest, and, win their business ultimately. And that's what we want content marketing to help us do. And we focus on, especially in storytelling, which I'll go over in a few slides. We focus on displaying empathy and building trust. And I'm going to show you an example of that. Authenticity builds trust. So we want to show our audiences that. And Google sees that as valuable and will reward us by improving our website rankings, SEO. So we want to tap into real-time insights to get a deeper understanding what motivates our prospects right now. One way to do that is through Google Trends, which we're going to be looking at in a couple slides coming up. We work through the customer's journey. What is the customer's journey? How do they find us once they have a problem to solve? How do they find us? What's their journey? And we need to understand the customer's journey to the final purchase, because we need to be part of that. And that's what social media does. And also what content marketing does. So we want to do the competitive research, and we want the right topics, the right keywords that meets our searchers or our target audience's intents. So we build content content is really anything that gets in front of our prospects, and we need to be thinking about the content from their perspective. What's in it for them? Always be thinking about that. And we're going to be looking at Google Trends here, and I know you guys are so powerful, and it's because storytelling makes your audience feel something, and the stories have a narrative structure that our brain follows, and it's a structure we recognize because people have been telling us stories our whole lives, ever since we were infants. We understand the structure of a story, and that's what storytelling is. It gives us something we're used to, we understand it. And so we do gravitate towards things we understand. Telling a story is powerful because a typical story has excitement and tension built in, and and I'm just talking about minor excitement, minor tension, but it's still there. Storytelling appeals to emotions. Emotions are key. What emotions are we appealing to? But studies show that the more emotional we feel about a product, the less likely we are to feel cynical. So if a marketer can establish through storytelling a link to our emotions, then that gives the product more credibility, if you will, or company or service. So how does Disney use storytelling? Disney even says this in their own mission statement. The mission of Walt Disney Company is to entertain, inform, and inspire people around the globe through the power of unparalleled storytelling. So they mentioned it in their own mission statement. And so why does Disney exist? What is it how do they make a difference? They do it through happiness, and they say they're the happiest place on earth. It's an expensive place to go, but they say they're the happiest place on earth, and they're sticking by that. So that's something to keep in mind, that Disney uses storytelling. The biggest companies in the world use storytelling. Patagonia uses storytelling. And storytelling doesn't always have to be a lot of text. It can be images, pictures. They're telling a story here. They're saying, don't buy this jacket. Why would they say that? They manufacture jackets, right? But what they're basically saying here is that don't buy this jacket because eventually it's going to end up in the landfill and not be good for the earth. However, if you really want a jacket, you'll buy it from us because we care about the environment. That's what they're basically telling us. And they got this dude up here who looks like he's in the mountains building, putting together, Patagonia clothing, which probably isn't how they truly manufacture, but that's what he's doing here. And, again, it's part of the image they're portraying. It's sort of storytelling. And here they're saying #1 for the planet. He's in the ice fields of probably the North Pole. And Patagonia says, we appreciate that all life on Earth is under the threat of extinction. I don't think that's not even true, but that's what they say. We aim to use our resources we have to our businesses, our investments, our voice, and our imaginations to do something about it. That isn't empty. They do things about it. They do donate to certain causes and donate a lot of money. And of course, they have expensive products too. So, there's profit margin in there to be able to donate. So that's Patagonia. And, when you're looking at your target audience and you're looking at what they really want, these were posted for a hotel client where the focus was on the celebrity guests that have stayed at the hotel or have a connection with the hotel. And so the storytelling this is more text than some people want to see, but it tells a story about famous Hollywood celebrities that have stayed at the hotel in this case. And this is storytelling. This is part of the 80-20 rule. This would be the 80 variety, of course, but it's part of storytelling. We're not promoting the hotel, but we got some hashtags here, but we're not promoting the hotel. What we are doing is we are showing the differentiation, the unique differentiation of this brand, of this hotel. It has to do with their vintage vibe, their history. Same thing over here, same approach. There's a story about how San Diego State was called San Diego State University from San Diego State College because they needed a university designation to be able to offer President Kennedy a honorary doctorate. So there's a story behind that. So we're telling a story, and it was in a concise a way as we can, in as short way as we can. And then I'd like you to watch this. This is to me, a really good example of storytelling in video, and it's a short video. I'd like to play this for you, and here we go.
Berlin, 1987. My father was a guard on the west side of the Berlin Wall, while another man guarded the east. Eventually, the wall came down, but even after moving away, my father carried a piece of it with him. While I grew up, it lingered over all of us, a barrier between him and the rest of the world. I decided I would help by taking him back to Berlin to show him the beautiful place it had become. When we arrived, the stranger who answered the door became familiar. The guard who patrolled the opposite side of the wall now welcomed us as a friend. After that, things were better for my father.
So an example of in class.